Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and honor and glory to what is due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahshua, Bahashim Kadash, giving all glory and honor to the Almighty Yahweh, Bahashim Yahshua. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and who taught us His truth. Salutations to the sincere brother out there who preaching His truth, and edifying the brothers and sisters who are sharing diligence and present their bodies as a living sacrifice to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashim Yahshua. And salutations to the less scattered blood. Today, the new brother, I welcome back to you today with another lesson through the spirit power of Yahweh Shim Shah Bashim Kadash. Going into this little news article. It's from the Washington Post. And then a scripture had come to mind when I read it, so I'm just going to get the scripture or so. Didn't want to make this lesson too long. It says, resistance to orders remains widespread. GOP-led states risk acting too late, experts warn. So people are resisting the stay-at-home orders. They don't want to stay home. They got that do as thou want spirit on them. They don't want to listen to the government. They just want to continue to do what they want. They want to continue to live their best life. YOLO. But this is by Isaac Stanley Becker and Chelsea James, April 2nd, 6:34 p.m., 2 days ago. So it says, Kay Ivey, the Republican governor of Alabama, put down a marker last week in affirming that it was not the time to order people to shelter in place. Y'all, we are not Louisiana. We are not New York State. We are not California, she says, suggesting that the fate of hard-hit parts of the country would not be shared by Alabama. In Missouri, Republican Governor Mike Parsons said he was not inclined to make a blanket policy, adding it is going to come down to individual responsibilities. Got a little picture right here. It says people visit Clearwater Beach, Florida during the coronavirus pandemic before the city ordered beaches closed on March 19th or March 20th. And by that time, they were already saying, don't go to the beaches. And you see where they at now. I think it was groups don't go. It's like you don't go in to the beach with groups more of 10. A little video, yeah. But you see that even the governor, they don't want to. They resisting the stay-at-home orders. It says, and in Florida, where Governor Ron DeSantis issued a statewide stay-at-home order this week under growing pressure as the state's death toll mounted. A Tampa area megachurch pastor who was arrested for holding services in violation of a local order announced Thursday he was considering reopening the church in time for Easter and is praying and seeking the Lord for wisdom, which he's not going to find. So you see these churches, these pastors, they even resisting. They don't, and I believe there was another church. And there's another pastor, reverend, whoever, who got fined and thrown in the jail. I ain't gonna get this. It says, I will say, however, that the church and then he said he's going to reopen it. So he's definitely defying the orders. It says, I will say, however, that the church cannot be closed indefinitely, the Rev. Rodney Howard Brown wrote on his website. We believe that these are less restrictive means available to balance all the various interests. It says a growing number of states and cities are restricting Americans' movements in response to a fast-spreading pandemic likely to claim hundreds of thousands of lives worldwide. But government and private sector leaders across a large swath of the country remain defiant that the devastation unfolding in New York and other seemingly faraway cities should not curtail life in their own communities. Okay, let's see that word defiant. Definition of defiant. Showing defiance, resistance, uncooperative, rebellious, and that's about it. So kind of that's what they are. They rebellious, resistant, non-compliant, and uncooperative. Disobedient. That's what they are. So just watch this little video real quick. It says, despite CDC warning to practice social distancing, some spring breakers didn't let COVID-19 stop them from partying at the beach the week of March 13th. So this was last month, the middle of last month.
Visit Sprint.com for the best new phone deals, like the amazing iPhone 11 for just $15 a month when you switch.
I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
It's really messing up with my spring break. What is there to do here other than go to the bars or the beach, and they're closing all of it? It's really messing up. I think they're blowing it way out of proportion.
You're doing us bad. We need a refund. This virus ain't that serious. It's serious. It's more serious things out there like hunger and poverty, and we need to address that.
What we're going to be doing is simply for the statewide floor for beaches is applying the CDC guidance of no group on a beach more than 10, and you have to have distance apart if you're going to be out there. So that'll apply statewide.
We did when we were younger.
What's the difference today?
They think they know it all. That's what I think. They think that they're better than the children were years ago. And we just listened. That's why I got to be 93.
Slacking. So that's what it is, man. They you see that dude said if I get the corona, I just get the corona. See, they got that do as thou want spirit on them. They don't want to listen. And that's going to lead to the US, the government, the elites issuing that martial law, Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiah. He puts the spirit on them devils to issue that martial law, cause the cases just continue to rise, man. So the one I wanted to get, I believe. This one person, the Cruson, the St. Louis mayor said, I feel like the entire country ought to be under a stay-at-home order. So, you know, even like you got some mayors and thinking that the whole place should be shut down. That's about it. And I made this lesson yesterday, but the sound wasn't on it. It didn't pick up my sound, so I'm doing another lesson on it. damn Esau. But that's what I wanted to get. Got a little scripture here. 2nd Ezra 15. Second Ezra 15 and 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their acts shall stand in their power." And that's what it is, man. They let's see that word, the definition for sedition. Conduct of speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. So, revolt, rebellion, insurrection, rioting, disobedience, defiance. Resistance, and that's what it is. That's exactly what's happening. And that's what the article was talking about, that the resistance to obey the orders. So it says, 2nd Ezra 15, verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall not stand in their power." And that's exactly what was going on in that video. They didn't want to listen to the government. They had that do it that one spirit on them. And they wanted to live their best life. And that's going to lead to the government cracking more down on the policies. Cracking more down as China has been. Or China did and is today. I believe there was, not for sure, scripture. Slovakia. This is Matthew 24 and verse 37. It says, "But as the days of Noah, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, till the day Noah entered into the ark and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." And that's how it is, man. They drinking, they marrying, and they partying, they doing this, they doing that, not caring about the Most High. They more worried about themselves, and not even the government is so-called stopping them. I thought there was a scripture talking about people rioting, not like rioting and stuff. I'd have to look it up. Slovakia. Well, I can't find it, but I'll look it up and then I'll put it in the description. I can't even think of it right now. But yeah, I can't think of it. But yeah, kind of people are resisting, and they gonna want to resist anymore when they start cracking down on these policies. And that can lead to Jacob's trouble. I just bring that out, then I'll end it. Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. I mean, that day is going to be great, man. It's going to be a time like never before. But first and foremost, like I say, Kah Halayim Law, Yahweh Shem Yasha, Ba'ashem Archdas, giving all glory and honor to the Almighty Yahweh Shem Yasha, the honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who tell the truth. Shalom to the sincere brother out there who preach in his truth and edifying the brothers to swear sharing diligence, present their body as a living sacrifice for the Most High Yahweh Shem Yasha. And shalom to the elect scattered abroad. Lord willing, this video was edifying to the spirit, to the body, to fold. Until next time, shalom, Kwam Yashala.